Hello my crafty friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm jumping on today to share with you finally my flip through of the journal that I made for Dear Julie Julie's monthly challenge. For the month of May, it was called Mayhem Junk Journal Challenge 2022. And if you'd like to find the other crafters that were participating in this challenge, you would just type in hashtag MMJJC2022 and that will pull up a bunch of videos or pictures and things that the creators have made for this challenge. You can find Dear Julie Julie on YouTube as well as Facebook. She has an Etsy shop. I did use one of her digitals that can be found, well, two of her digitals actually. I used her daisy quotes, and then I also used the More Daisies Antique Daisy Pages and Ephemera kit for this journal, for this challenge. For this challenge, there were certain elements that had to be made, and if I can remember which ones they are as I go through here, I will point them out. But I have the list here. We had to make 10 clusters, layered collage page masterboard, guest checks, 2 guest checks, belly band with insert, 3 hidden paper clips, 2 hidden journal cards, a flat paper clip with 2 inserts, double tuck ensemble with 3 cards, book page pocket ensemble with 2 cards, Dad's bank envelope ensemble with 2 cards, signature ties, pair of pockets with 2 cards, pull tab pocket with insert, top tuck with insert, border tuck with insert, fabric flip and fabric tuck with insert, waterfall, fancy closure, flip flop with tab, tag, flip up, flip down pocket with insert, large tags, 4 large tags approximately 3x7, and 2 file index cards. So we had to make all those items, and then where the mayhem comes in is we had to pull from a list of items that we cut up and put into a bowl, and we'd have to pull 3 slips of paper out of there, and whatever is on those 3 slips we would have to use to make those items I just read off to you. So let's jump into it and do this flip through. And let me show you my finished journal. So here is the cover. Now, I posted pictures in the Facebook group, and it's a little different now. When I posted the picture, I had not put this on here. It says cherished, and it's a little metal embellishment. And also at the time, I had a metal little daisy, which was like the same color as this, that was hanging from the ball pin here, but somehow ended up breaking the petals off of it. It just broke right off. So I found this little daisy button and put that on there instead. So now I added those 2. Oh, and I also added this daisy here. It just felt like it needed more on the cover to me, which I never know when to stop decorating. That's why it takes me so long to finish, because I tend to over decorate, I think, at times. So anyway, this is the cover now. I've added this fabric here, which I used in the journal for my fabric flip and my fabric tuck spot. And this fabric came from the Dollar Tree. This trim here also from the Dollar Tree, and this skinny yellow rickrack that was in my stash. Now I know one of the elements that we had to make was the fancy closure. Now I'll be honest, I struggle with my closures all the time. So yeah, I ended up coming up with this. This basically is 2 buttons. One is a leaf, which this one, it does slide but I put the daisy, it's in the hole of my, what do you call it? My eyelet, and I've glued that in there, and then the leaf there. I've used the Skinny Rick crack for my tie. And also, I added some book corners this time. They were in my stash, so I went ahead and used them. So let's get in here. Oh, I had a couple items that, I mean, I didn't put them in here. They were made, they were some of the elements, but this was getting a little chunky. So I decided to go ahead and make this soft covered journal as well. And I included the leftovers to this journal. One of the items that we had to make was the collage masterboard. And I saved this piece. I actually made a pocket or 2 pockets from this. And then I had this piece left. And actually I just laminated it. And, well, I adhered it to this blue cardstock. I laminated it and then I sewed around it so it would make a writing board. So this will be with the journal, and it'll be used as a writing board for, you know, if there's lumpy spots, you know, you can use this to write. So that's what that's for. So that will come with the journal. So when you open her up, I have this pocket here, which was one of the elements. It's going to take too long for me to look and find exactly what the official name of it is, but it is it's a double pocket, I think. Is it a pair of pockets? I think it's a pair of pockets with 2 cards. So basically I use a Yahtzee, well, 2 Yahtzee cards, and I've made a pocket here and then the pocket in the back. So, and I've used these clue cards for my inserts. So I've just decorated them up. And I know for this one I had to use strips of paper, the game piece, and a quote. So that's why I used the game pieces for my bases. I've used strips of paper and then the quotes. And I've added multiple other things. Julie's digital trim. This is actually one of the clusters that we made. We made the 10 clusters as an element, and those were first made, and we were able to use those throughout our journal and even on some of the elements. So I used one of the toppers on that. And then here's the other card. Okay. My plan was, when I bought these little daisy packets, were to use them as pockets and make ephemera out of them, but I forgot about it until I was finished with the journal. So I just included this pack of the daisy seeds, and whoever gets this journal can actually plant the seeds and then use this as a pocket in the journal. This is my fabric tuck, and with the insert, and it has a quote there. So I just stuck that in that pocket. I've trimmed some of the pages with lace on the top, and I did that on the covers of the signatures. So you could see the green, mint green lace sticking out the top and the bottom, and I like the way that looks. I normally have a bunch of lace coming out the sides, but for this journal, I didn't do that. I just like the lace up top there. A lot of my white pages, I went in with my stencils, and I stenciled like different daisies in yellow ink, and I've stenciled some butterflies using some blue ink as well to match you know, the blues and the fabric and stuff. So the pages, most of the pages are from the digital, like this one here. This is from Dear Julie Julie's digital, as well as this Daisy song sheet here. And I made a little pocket, and there is one of the, this is one of the tags that I made. That was one of the elements as well. And the little journaling cards. This here is one of the clusters. Now this here is part of the double tuck. And these are the items that I had to decorate it with. There is a journaling card in here. So I've used sewing pattern, game piece, and there's digital. And this is the back side of it, which has some journaling cards. This is one of the hidden paper clips that I made. And it is holding this book page pocket with a tag and line journaling space, and it has a pocket, so it had to have 2 inserts, and I just have that clipped on with one of the hidden paper clips, which also was an element. Now to get it back on here, okay, so another white page. So I have stenciling, the digital, more stenciling. Here is a coloring book page, adult coloring book page. I've made a pocket there. Actually, this pocket is one of the elements. It is the pull tab pocket ensemble. So here is the pull tab and the insert. Here's another one of my guest checks, which were elements. Another cluster. And I did use some scrapbook paper in here. There's stenciling, digital. This is one of the elements. It's a top tuck with insert, and here is the insert. And on here I have used napkin, a sticker, doily. On the back, because we were supposed to use stencil, so I used some lace and stenciled the lace on there, and that is the really pretty print that caused. So here is the digital, more stenciling. This here is my flip-flop, which I struggle with that one too, but this is how it turned out. So you open it up. So there's my flip-flop. And then here this opens. And I've done some stamping, and then use the ink to color it in. This page here, this is actually from a children's book, and it had daisies in it, so I used a couple pages. I made a pocket here. This is one of the tags, which was an element. And here I used one of Dear Julie Julie's daisy quotes from her digital sheet of daisy quotes. Here's some stenciling, another digital. double page of stenciling. And these pages will be great for writing. The inside of this signature is from the digital kit. Okay, here is my flip up, flip down with insert. So I made this to tuck behind here. There's a quote there. And this flips down. And I've used a game piece scorecard in here to decorate. And then here is the insert, which is a part of the clue card. And this just, I can get it to tuck back under there. There we go. There's more stenciling, writing paper, digital. Scrapbook paper, coloring book. These are just the back sides. Now this is the other side of my double tuck with 3 cards. So I have these little journaling cards in here. And then on the other side there was a card on the larger side of the envelope. Here is the other side of the music paper, the digital kit, with a couple pieces of paper for journaling. I've done stenciling there. And that's the end of my first signature. And for this signature, I did the, for this journal, I did the hidden spine. I wanted to try that out. And it turned out pretty good. So I basically just bound these signatures to a piece of cardboard that I glued to the spine that was there, and was able to hide my binding. So here is the cover of the second signature, and I've used scrapbook paper for that. I've used some of the Dollar Tree trim as well as my lace. And here is one of Julie's digitals, and I've just added some daisies there, stenciled. Stenciling coloring book page. Here's another one of my hidden paper clips attached to the scrapbook paper. So on this, on this digital, I've attached my fabric flip. And I had to use a quote, a paper flower, which I stamped and fussy cut out. I have trim, I have the stitching. So when you flip it up, I've used one of my pockets here, and then one of my file index cards, which was one of the elements. It has the fussy thread stamping, it has a ticket. So I have that in there. Here is another one of the clusters. More stenciling, digital. Here I've made a belly band. And here is one of the guest checks, and it's attached to one of the children's storybook pages. And it has a double tuck on that as well. Here is my large paper clip with 2 inserts. So it has this here. Can use the back for journaling. And then it has these 2 here, little bitties, but also can be journaled on. Okay, here is digital, double page of stenciling. Here is the inside of that signature. Oh, and I forgot to show you on my signature ties, which were an element. And I know I had to use a flower, metal, and fabric. So I made some fabric beads. I wrapped them on a toothpick and just glued them as I went around with the fabric tack. And then I came back and added some yellow thread around the bead and added glue on top of that and let it dry to make my beads. And then for this one, now I'm getting them all tangled. I used the flower and I used a yellow eyelet for the center. And that's what I have as my signature ties, dangles. There's more stenciling. Here is another one of the pockets and inserts or tags. And then when you turn this here is one of the 2 of my Hiddling journaling cards that were one of the elements. So this just pulls out. I think it's sticking a little bit. There we go. It just pulls out for some hidden journaling space. So I did make 2 of these. The other one is in this journal here. Okay, here is my waterfall, which is one of the elements, and it's attached to the digital. More stenciling. I stenciled some daisies on the edge. Okay, here is another element, and it is the side border. And here is the insert. So I'm using the items that I pulled to make this. I added, I know I had to have a playing card, ticket, and ruffled paper. And I've just added other items to it as well. More stenciling. Here I just used a paper clip and I tied some of the skinny rickrack on it to hold in another element, which is Dad's envelope. And it had to have, what did it say? Dad's, where is it at? Dad's bank envelope ensemble with 2 cards. So I made a belly band with lace to hold this card. And then on the back side, I have this card. And inside the envelope, well, I've made a little closure here. I took one of the stickers. That was one of the items I had to use. And I added glossy accents to harden that. I've used digital. Digital was part of this one. So I've covered it with digital on the outside and then on the flap. And then inside here is just more paper for journaling. So that is my Dad's envelope with 2 cards, all decorated up. And then the inside of the back cover is a piece of the collage masterboard here. And then I've got 2 of my tags in the pocket. So that is my journal that I finished. I love how it turned out. This picture here is from an old American Doll book that one of my daughters had given me that she didn't want anymore. And I'm not sure which American Girl that is, but she had daisies all around her. So I used the pictures to put on my covers. So that's that one. This one here is made from a envelope, junk mail envelope that had a window in it, and I actually ended up putting the picture from out of the book, same picture, in the envelope and gluing it in there, and then I sealed the envelope. I've sewn fabric on the outside of it. I've added buttons to the binding. I did the same thing for the signature ties on this one. I made a little pocket there. These are some of the leftover elements. A tag and a guest check. This one I added a little bit of this daisy washi tape throughout. This picture here is from the book as well, and I thought that would be a nice space for journaling. So I've pretty much done the same thing. I did add a little lace on the inside of this one. I've used a card, an envelope, daisy card and envelope set in here. I thought that was really pretty. Coloring book page. There's some stenciling. So I think I did most of the butterfly stenciling in this one with the daisies. So I really enjoyed working with these digitals. I will link Dear Julie Julie's Etsy shop as well as her Facebook group in the description box. There's another card. I added a little lace to that. I did use the storybook in here. And there's one of the quotes from Dear Julie Julie's digital. I've made a pocket here. Oh, no. That's not supposed to be stuck. There we go. I'm gonna clean that off. But anyway, here is part of the envelope. I've added journaling in there. I fussy cut a lot of little flowers out of a adult coloring book that I use. I use that in both journals. You can see some on the master board here. The digital here. This is some tape that I have. It's like a wide washi tape and it's in black and white. So I've used that in here. Scrapbook paper. And this digital, and I made a pocket here. Another one of the tags. Here is a double tuck, and I've decorated it up with napkins, some of the coloring book cutouts. There's washi and lace. Here is one of the clusters from the elements. Use that tape there, more stenciling. And that is the center with my fabric bead and my flower. Here's another one of the tags. Here is one of the guest checks. And the other hidden pocket, hidden journaling card, I mean. This envelope, I've decorated it up with music, the daisy music that's in the digital. I've added a tag and more journaling space in the little pocket. Digital, more stenciling. And then I made a pocket. Here's a quote as well from the digital. Okay, I just added this journaling card in there under one of the hidden paper clips. On the back, I've added the other file index card. Here's the other part of the envelope, has the digital on there, some journaling cards. And then this just flips out. This little piece is on the other side of the book page, and it just opens up for more journaling. Here's part of the card. And then here on the back of that card, it said handmade with love by, so I signed it. And then I put June 2022. And I've started signing my journals. I see that Gail Augustinelli, I watch her on YouTube. She signs all of her journals that she makes, so I wanted to start doing that as well. So I did, on this one, I signed it on the back here. Right here, it just says Made with Love by DivaZ Russell 2022. That is my plan, to remember to sign them. Here's one of my other clusters. And then here is a card. It flips out. Stenciling. More stenciling. This is the other side of the daisy card. You can see the hummingbird through from this side, or a bird. It's not a hummingbird, it's a bird. There's more stenciling there and lace. And then I made a pocket on the back of the cover on the inside, added one of my tags. And I made this little journaling spot here with a tuck behind it for more journaling space. So those are my 2 journals. And like I said, this one will come with the writing board. So thank you all for sticking in there. I know it was a long video, but I wanted to show you everything that I have made. Dear Julie Julie does a challenge every month. So I will link her information in the description box so you can go ahead and check her out. And maybe you might want to join one of her monthly challenges. We are into the June challenge right now. So go ahead and look for that information as well. Until the next one, everyone. Oh, before that, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not done so. And then until the next one, everyone, keep crafting. Bye-bye.